Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hard8times, and I am your favorite commentator's favorite commentator. I'm also the 4K ambassador. I'm here to talk to all gamers today. I am here to talk to all gamers. This is going to be a very serious video, and I think we need all gamers to come together to force change. If you hate me, if you don't like me, set that to the side for right now. All the console wars, PS4 fans and Xbox One fans, set all your differences to the side right now. As gamers, we all need to come together and force change. Because unlike the presidential election, when the gamers actually come together and work together, we actually get things done. So remember that. Also, Xbox fans, remember that back in 2013 when Microsoft did what they tried to do, remember that PlayStation fans helped force change. It wasn't all Xbox fans. PlayStation fans also stepped in to help force change. So keep that in mind. Now, in the title, I'm going to try to put all of the major developers in the title. So I'm going to need y'all to like this video. I'm going to need y'all to share this video. Put this video wherever it needs to be where you think a developer will see it. Whether it be Reddit, send it to them on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. The developers need to see this video. We as gamers need to come together and force change. Put all your differences to the side. Because at the end of the day, we are all gamers. And at the end of the day, we want premium product for what we pay for. 4K is not ready with a $400 box. It's just not ready. Consoles are not ready for 4K. A proper 4K experience is not coming out of a $400 box. It's just not. There's a few exceptions, but it's not the norm. Xbox fans, if you think in a year you're going to get some magical box that's going to be doing 4K, native, amazing frame rates, high quality textures, and it's going to be $400 to $500, you are sadly mistaken. It's just not going to happen. Now, Microsoft already said they're not leaving anybody behind, so pretty much they're going to be on the same type of path that Sony is on with the PlayStation Pro. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if they do have this amazing 4K box, it's probably going to be pretty expensive. And that's just going to be a whole nother obstacle that Microsoft is going to have to get over when it comes to selling that box. But if you think that the Scorpio, if it's priced at $400 to $500, that you're going to get this amazing 4K experience, you're sadly mistaken. Developers, I understand, we understand that Microsoft and Sony might be pushing this 4K agenda. But also understand that we as gamers are perfectly fine with 1080p, 60 frames per second, ultra, high to ultra settings. We as gamers are perfectly fine with 1080p, 60, high to ultra settings over half-ass 4K at 30 frames. And in some cases, frame rate issues. Make a poll. You will see that most gamers will pick the 1080p 60 over the 4K 30 any day of the week, and 2 more times on Sunday. Sony, Microsoft might be pushing that 4K thing. Okay, cool. But please give us gamers the option of 1080p 60 frames per second. High to ultra settings would be wonderful. That would be wonderful, because a proper 4K experience is not coming out of a $400 box. Like I said, there will be some exceptions, but that is not the norm. I'm looking at a few games that's native 4K on the PlayStation Pro, and it's struggling with frame rate, like Skyrim. Skyrim, a game from 2011. And let's be honest, an ugly game from 2011. And at 4K, it's dropping frames. Not a lot. You know, I think the lowest was like 26, 27 frames. But the point is, it should not be dropping frames at all. It should be a lock 30. But at the same time, you have a 1080p option, but there's no 1080p 60 option. Why? Now, I don't believe for 1 second that the PlayStation Pro cannot do Skyrim at 1080p 60. I don't believe that for 1 second. Give us that option, developers. Sony, Microsoft, they want the 4K thing, cool. But please, on the other side, give us the option of 1080p 60. Just like Tomb Raider. Just like, I believe, Neo. You know, some developers are doing it, and then most of them are not. So moving forward, we just want the 1080p 60 frames. Because a proper 4K experience ain't coming out of these $400 consoles. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. And when you do get a proper 4K experience, it's probably for a sports game or that top-down racing game that looks like a cell phone game. And even that had frame rate issues, at least with the early build. And that it looked like a game my phone can run. You know, so we gamers would just love to have the 1080p 60 frames per second option. Ultra to high settings, high to ultra settings, whatever. We would love that option. I can guarantee you that most gamers would say 1080p 60, high to ultra settings. I'll take that any day of the week over some half-ass 4K at 30 frames per second, medium to low settings. Please, developers, please, can we just have the 1080p 60 option? That's all we are asking. That is it. For the people watching the video, let's be civilized. Let's be mature. Let's set all the differences to the side, at least for this video. Outside of this video, you can go back to hating me. Outside of this video, you can go back to your console wars. But please, for this video, let's come together and try to make change. Because change is good. Change is good. So, please, for this video, let's try to come together. All right? That's all we got to say. All we want is the 1080p 60 frames per second option. Give us that choice. The console space is changing, right? So having options should not be out of the question. We already see a few developers giving us that option. But we need this to be a norm. We need this to be a norm. Most console gamers don't really care about frame rates and resolution. Honestly. I mean, because if they really cared, they would go to PC. So what I mean is, like, yes, we want 60 frames, and yes, we want at least 1080p, but what I mean when I say they don't care about frame rates and resolution, they don't care about nothing that's super high. You know, they don't really care about anything that's higher than 1080p or higher than 60. Because if they really, 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 really cared, they would have already made the jump to PC where they can get these things. But as console gamers, we are happy with 1080p 60 frames per second. High to ultra settings. Please take this video into consideration. Think about us as gamers. We love what we do. We spend tons of money on this hobby a year. And if we can just get a few options, it would be most appreciated. So, developers, please. I'm Hard8. Like I said, let's come together, gamers. And I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Let's be mature about this, people. Thank you for watching. I'm out.
Hey, what's going on, mofos? It is I, Swag Chica, and I just wanted to remind you to click that thumbs up button and subscribe to the Real Hard8times if you haven't done so already. That's pretty much all I wanted. See ya.